Hi, I'm Dylan from Velocity Tech Solutions, and today I'm going to be doing an overview on the feature set and differences between the DRAC 5 and the DRAC 6, which are in the PowerEdge 9th generation and 11th generation servers. So first we're going to log in through the browser. To get to it, you essentially type in the IP that you set inside the DRAC's configuration. Once here, we put in the default password. The username is always root, and then the password is Calvin, C-A-L-V-I-N, all lowercase. You can obviously change that if you want in the future. So now that we're inside of the actual DRAC GUI, you'll notice on the left-hand side we've got a number of options. These essentially allow you to kind of go through each different specific type of hardware inside the machine and kind of look at the stats and everything that's going on. As you can see, you kind of click on them and it'll kind of change all the information and also switch the tabs at the top. Now where we're going to be spending most of our time is inside the system section. Now the main thing that people get these DRACs for is the virtual console. Now what that actually allows you to do is, using this machine, you're able to connect to the machines that you're connecting to through the IP and through this machine and essentially operate it as if you were right in front of it. As you can see, it's not really the greatest looking, obviously because of network and bandwidth issues. It normally looks a little bit better than this, but there must be something going on with our network that's causing that little static to go on. But as you can see, you get full operation over the mouse and keyboard. You can really switch anything, run any application you want. And you can even do this outside of the operating system itself. So now that we've gone through there, there's another function that's kind of associated with this, which is called virtual media, which is what actually allows you to take media that you have on the computer that you are at and be able to run it over the network to the computer that you are connecting to. Now with doing that, you're able to even do things such as installing operating systems without even being at the machine itself. So there are a number of benefits to using that. Now the next thing that the DRACs allow you to do, which give you a lot of capability in your management of the server, is there's multiple CLI type languages that you can use with these. They're called IPMI, SMASH, and then RAC-ADM. Now each of them kind of give you a similar set of options, just kind of written out in different ways. You're able to kind of, reset pieces of hardware, you're able to look up status, you're able to update firmwares, all the basic stuff that you need with doing that. So that pretty much covers most of the DRAC 5. So what we're going to do now is go into a DRAC 6. Again, you have to log in. Same default password and username. So now that we're inside of it, you'll notice that the layout is essentially the same, just kind of looks a little bit different. The main thing that's different about the DRAC 6 and the DRAC 5 is actually different classes of the DRAC 6 depending on what you have configured inside of your server. There's the DRAC Express, DRAC Enterprise, and DRAC V-Flash. The DRAC Express is the basic version. It comes stock in the T610 and R610 Plus, so then also the 710, 810, and 910 essentially. Then on top of that, there's the Enterprise. This is added alongside the Express, which then gives you the ability to use the virtual console. So that is really the main thing you're gaining whenever you're using the DRAC Enterprise. You'll notice that the virtual console is actually now right on the main screen. If we were just connecting through the Express, this would just be kind of grayed out and won't give you any ability to run anything. You'll notice again, you can really find all the information you need about your server as if you were right in front of it. You can see the firmware versions, your IP addresses, everything you really need to be able to work with this. Now, the next thing you're actually able to do inside the DRAC 6 as opposed to the DRAC 5 is you're able to upgrade firmwares directly from within the DRAC itself if you have the proper firmware files on the machine you're going through. So you'd actually go here to update, and if you actually have your firmware files, hit Browse. I already have one pre-selected, but these would be it. You just hit upload and go through, and it would not take too long on that. Now there's a few more added things that they've kind of changed on the iDRAC 6 versus the iDRAC 5. There's something called V-Flash. This is essentially the highest end type of iDRAC that you can get on the iDRAC 6. So what this adds is a little SD card up to 8 gigs, and you can partition off certain sections of it to make it, say, bootable. So you could run hardware diagnostic utilities and be able to do all of this right through this partition that you're able to make. So that way, you know, you don't need extra CDs, extra USB drives to make it bootable or not. Now lastly, one of the last things that they've added inside of the iDRAC 6 is called Remote File Share. It is essentially an improvement on the virtual media that you were able to use in the iDRAC 5, but with this you're actually able to take image files off of your network and direct to the file path on your network, and then through this you're actually able to send it to multiple DRACs, and actually you can mass deploy things this way, so you can actually send commands to upwards of however many DRACs you have on your network. Really, at that point, I mean, you know, we've gone through all of the essential stuff that is with the DRAC. Obviously, there's some more in-depth things that you can learn, like as far as the command line interface goes. But this is really the majority of the stuff that you'll be dealing with most of the time inside the DRAC itself. Hopefully this video was helpful, and if you have any more questions, feel free to contact us. You can find contact information at velocitytechsolutions.com, or you can reply to us through YouTube. Anyways, I hope this was helpul, and this is Dylan.